Hey. Shh. This is Jody with the Whiskey Rebellion Barcast. I'm your commissioner. And guess what? This is our show. We'll have some fun tonight. As always, I'm sorry I was being silly. Just because sometimes we just need sweet nothings whispered into our ears. Shh. Hey guys, welcome to the show. Cheers, everybody.
Cheers, gentlemen. Be good to yourself.
All right.
You know, start us off that way. All right. You heard me coughing in the pre-show. So the reason why I'm talking low is, I don't know, maybe I coughed my manhood off of me. Who knows? Anyhow, that was kind of a mixture of two words at one time. Anyhow, yeah.
Well,
You know what I'd be saying. Anyhow.
You just got your manhood back.
No, I'm just squeezing it over here on the floor. So guys, tonight I'm having a special drink from our buddy Mark, who's on our Barcast all the time. He had this one sent to my home. Put it differently, a person had this sent to my home randomly, and it's a Total Wine California Private Select, Maker's Mark. This is 109.6 proof. Freaking fantastic. He also sent this, and believe it or not, I actually dig this. I tried this and I knew it was going to be a young whiskey, and in all full transparency, I just love the bottle. I thought that was a kick-ass bottle. All right. And it's guaranteed it's aged for a minimum of 2 years. But I will tell you this.
So pretty young, yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty young. But I poured probably an ounce pour. It went down pretty smooth. I mean, now I did have a coughing fit right after, so I may be allergic to some of the contents. Or COVID. Could be one of the two possibilities. So anyhow, guys, so what's everybody drinking? And I think we got a fun topic tonight.
Well, I'll set it off. I haven't had this in a minute, so I'm having the Russell Reserve.
That's a good one. I like that.
Taking that in, just been enjoying it. And it's funny, I have so many bottles open. When I go back to something, I realize how much I miss it. This is wonderful. This is like something you want to be sitting out on your porch on a nice cool day, you know, a bucket of ice or just rat neat. And I mean, before you know it, it'll be over and gone. So this is something that I'm very much enjoying. And if I remember, I got this from Total Wines, and I think I paid around $35 for it. Wonderful, wonderful sweet notes. Beautiful color, nice legs. I mean, what's not to love about it?
Does it have a big ass? I'm just asking for a friend.
Of course. Absolutely it does.
Would it make a good baseball player?
It would.
So I'm trying to understand that reference.
Oh,
I'll just go with
Cuban.
it. I'll just go with it.
100% Cuban.
no, they say, but I'll go ahead and tell you the reference. So baseball players, a good hitter generally has a big what is it? What do you call that? Badonkadonk. Yeah, thank you. And so a big ass. All right. And so I mean, you look at all the famous home run hitters of all time. Start with Babe Ruth. Yeah, he was absolutely, I don't know, ginormous ass guy. All right. And he kind of shrunk at the top and kind of swole up around mid chest, mid waist.
So you would say, like, if you see someone who thinks is a good hitter, you said he's got that Babe Ruth booty. Is that?
Well, look at Albert Pujols.
I don't know.
Built like a brick shit house, and he's a big dude.
High level,
but he's got this butt you look at and you're like, wow, that's where all his power is coming from. Absolutely. So it's a true story. Yeah. Us baseball players know this to be fact. And
you swell your whole body, like that part I get. Like, it's not just not literally every fiber of your being, but it's not just your arms.
Never played baseball. It's because you swung with your whole body.
I did play baseball, actually, but
T-ball doesn't count.
Look, that was like 7 years ago. All right.
What T-ball was? You played T-ball.
That's a joke because you keep joking about how young I am, baby faced, all that. Anyway.
Okay, let's move on to the next person. Rob, what are you drinking? Or let me say, what time did you start?
Give me a little Weller Special Reserve. Had one in Old Shitty. So you're back there.
Yeah.
So it's been a long day, gentlemen, and I needed some.
So for
Good.
you had told me earlier when we first started speaking tonight and the pre-show that you were in meetings all day via
Yes.
Zoom, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. I've never done that before. Drink while I was in a meeting ever.
All the time.
I did not drink while I was in the meeting. In the happy hour of the meeting.
Well,
Between meetings.
one of the important people I know that's in the world of academia watches this show and specifically asked me what type of booze I have in my office. We were talking on the phone one day and I was like, I don't have anything in my office. He goes, I see your show. And I'm like, oh yeah. I got a few bottles in my office. So anyway, John.
Well, tonight I'm trying Peg Leg Porker 12 year.
Okay.
This is one that's new to me. One of my bosses, her brother apparently likes it, so I found, and he has a hard time getting it, so I ended up buying 2 bottles, and I took one home with me. But this is the first time cracking it open. It's interesting.
That's the way I describe it.
Yeah. But I'm also, this is my second pour. This is a barrel pick from here in Fairview, Russell's single barrel. This one's phenomenal. I think this is my second bottle of his store pick of Russell's, but
that's a 10-year, right?
It's a good question.
Let's see if it has an age statement.
I know that they do have a 10-year that I have downstairs. It's fantastic. And I do like Russell's. You can generally find them every single military base at a reasonable price, tax-free. Shop your local military bases if you have one of those ID cards. Anyway, while John is sitting there looking at it, let's go to Jay. Jay, what are you drinking, buddy?
Oh, my friends, I'm always yakking about loving the high proof. So tonight,
You're having water, or are you having
this is a little sentimental to me since my last name is Cooper.
Oh, you don't say.
There you go.
And it's only
There you go.
41% alcohol. It's very
That's
good.
still light.
Super smooth.
Did you get on to Rob for saying
What does that mean,
smooth?
Did that on purpose.
Okay.
You tasting yourself tonight, Jay?
It's very nutty. It's a nutty, very vanilla forward. The further you water down a bourbon, I find the more vanillins come out of it, right? So it's super vanilla, but it has a great nutty, kind of finish. So, but it's a very low proof. So here's
Nice. Jeff, welcome to the show, man. What are you drinking?
Well, so I'm starting tonight, in honor of some of our chats earlier. I've started with a old fashioned made with that Key West raw and unfiltered rum and orange bitters. Trying to branch out and try a couple of other different kinds of spirits, but the thickness of this one, because they age it in a new number 4 charred oak barrel, so it gets really dark, and that orange bitters just plays excellent with each other.
Yes.
Very nice.
You're not spending enough money. You got to get into other liquors.
Yeah. Well, especially this one, because the only way I can replace this bottle is to actually go back and stay in Key West.
I see what you did there.
All right. So that before Jack Frost cuts out on us again, if you would go ahead and tell us
That's wrong.
what part he was cutting out on us. Like there's twice. Did y'all not see the screen go black?
He went to no, it didn't go black. It was like this little tiny, he's doing some kind of mirroring thing.
It's like Wayne's World.
Yeah, he's messing with his settings.
He's setting the
This
mood.
is the 20th century, boys. I don't know. It's been a while. So, first of all, can you all hear me? Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Microphone's okay? Microphone's okay?
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Carry on.
You want to do a mic check again?
Let me start
One,
over.
What are you drinking, John?
One, 2, 1, 2. Can you see my mic? 1, 2.
That's
Not enough.
That's a
not drinking
mic, and
enough.
why'd you put it back down there?
You got a
Anyway, go
sexy
ahead.
mic.
I cut somebody off. Who did I cut off? Go ahead.
Oh,
Some
boy.
things never change.
Anyway, will you just tell us what you're drinking?
Oh, sure. Blue Notes, 10-year store
My
pick.
man.
Ah,
Oh,
that's a
there you
good
go.
one.
Very
Um,
nice.
Yep, 107 proof. So this one here has actually been quite phenomenal. Oh, and of course, I mean, I got these new glasses. Like, they're phenomenal. Like, you really can't see the ice in them at all.
Right.
But they're super, super heavy too. Like the whole, like there's like an inch of just solid glass at the bottom of it.
Like,
With 4 inches of ice on top of it.
And yeah, just enough.
Look at that.
Bam.
Maybe you can't see the ice because it's clear.
I
Baker, I
am
love you, bro.
impressed that he is
It's
holding that
crystal
up with his
clear.
fingers.
Bam.
Look at that. That's some
Hey,
grip.
that's
Baker,
like
I
a-
love him, man. You
It's like
got
a
love him.
Russo pour almost.
Hey now.
What's half
I
ice?
think
man?
I don't even know where that guy's at anymore. I haven't seen him in a while.
No.
Oh, he's posted.
Oh, shucks. I must have him blocked.
Or maybe he has you blocked. Anyhow, Mark, what are you drinking?
What's up, my brother? So I am sipping Colonel Taylor small batch. I'm celebrating.
Nice.
I got that that relationship connection call early this morning. So I was fixing bacon on a conference call. It says, Mark, get down here right now. So I got down. I walked in at 4 after the place opened, and I was able to get a single barrel Colonel Taylor.
Nice.
I'm not opening that yet. We'll see.
I was going to say, it looks like you've had a few drinks out of that and that you had just showing.
Yes, I've had a
And I was going, wow. So if you started
meetings
that when you
today.
got oh yeah, I'm doing it
So-
wrong.
Which of the E.H. Taylor expressions do you like better, Mark?
I like the rye. I would say right now, gun in my head. That's a bad metaphor, but gun in my head right now.
Yeah,
it
we're gonna get
probably
banned
would
by this
It
up.
probably would be single barrel. Yeah, I wouldn't put a gun in my head because I'd pull it out and shoot you back. But yeah,
Oh,
I
Lord.
would.
We're gonna be banned now.
Yeah, single barrel. But I love this. The small batch is really good. It's 100 proof, but it's really good.
Yeah, I think the
Bottled and
small
bond.
batch. I was gonna say the small batch is ball and bond, and it's fantastic. I believe
Yes, it is.
Well,
personally.
they all are.
I have a bottle that I've never opened. I've had it for like probably 3 years or
You
something.
know, it
I'm
doesn't
almost-
age
I'm
in the
almost gonna
bottle,
get
right?
I understand that.
I'll come and get it from you.
No, you,
All right,
you
so
can come. We'll drink it together. How about that?
you talking to me, right?
No.
Both of
me.
y'all.
Anyway.
You can't move right now.
I can't what?
You can't move right now.
No, okay.
No.
Anyway,
He's a
so
little stiff
David,
right now. He'll be all right.
So I'm just finishing up my first pour of the Maker's Mark 101.
Oh,
Never had it before. I found it at a great price at a store that had not a lot of great prices. Really enjoy it. It's like kind of orange and vanilla on the front, and it turns into like oak, and it's nice and warm but not hot. It stays with you, but it's a heat. It's not like any kind of lingering burn or anything else like that. Really nice. I paid $39 plus tax for it, so I'm real happy.
oh,
with it.
good price. Good price.
Yeah. So,
Good price.
and eventually I'll be moving on next to Heaven's Door. Now I thought this was a store pick, and it wasn't, but it still sounds intriguing. And it's been ages since I've had Heaven's Door, but it's the Highway 61 blend, which is apparently a blend of, I guess, bourbon and rye. And I've never had that before and don't know what to expect. So that'll be fun to go to next.
should have a
Don't let
nice
your
bite
blow the wind.
with having both of those.
Don't
What was
let
the
it blow
proof
in
on
the
that?
wind.
On this one, give me a second and I'll tell you. It is 93.6 proof.
Oh, so it's not as high as I
So
thought.
it's not hot. Yeah, it's not hot.
Yeah, but rye should typically have a bite, though. Go ahead, Jay.
Yeah, they normally do.
I was just gonna say it's proof.
Uh,
Is
That's
that what you
blowing in the
got for
wind,
me?
right?
Was it that muddled?
No. The Heaven's Door is Bob
Oh.
Dylan.
Oh hell! That went right over my head. Yes, and yes, apparently that's a brand.
when he does the
or
whole-
something.
Nook, heaven door. Never moves his mouth.
Okay.
We're not.
He may be a
We're
little
not-
too young for that joke.
that's the one that I sent out to y'all for the blind taster.
Mm.
Yes, and I didn't like it. Remember?
I'm aware.
Yeah. Okay. I'm just glad to see you brought your very happy spirit and fun personality tonight.
All
right, so listen.
Back.
So anyway, let's talk about what we're going to talk about tonight. And so we had several different ideas that we pondered, and from the show the other day, which was a fantastic show. Thank you guys that showed up on the show the other day. I wanted to talk about infinity bottles. Are you doing one? Do you have interest in them? Do you just use it to pour out stuff or whatever? You just like to do bottle kills, and that's where you end your day with a specific bottle. Or are you trying to look to see what kind of blend you might get that might be kind of entertaining? I can tell you, and then we're going to move right afterwards to discussing lottery picks. How many of us participate in those? Because I know that a few of us do, but I can tell you who hasn't ever been successful at it. Ever. So just saying, I always
you
pick.
did luck out on the one in Fairview. You didn't pull the number you were looking for, but I think Thomas hooked you up, right? Was it
Not Thomas? No, it was Steven.
Oh, Steven.
Yeah. I know Thomas would have only took my hat. That's all he wanted. But anyway, let's talk about the infinity bottles. Who here all participates in that? And if you don't, why not? Or do you just don't care enough, or what?
Well, for me, I have a lot of bottles open, and I like to do bottle kills. And because I have so many bottles open, I can't even tell you the last time I had the Russell. It's probably been sitting up there for a better part of the last 6 months, and haven't had it until tonight. And I was like, "Ooh, this should be fun." So I don't know, an infinity bottle. I don't know. I think I enjoy doing the bottle kills. And what I tend to do is the day I finish the bottle, I make a note of the date, the time, the place, and what I thought of it. So
you said you do that with cigars too.
Yeah, exactly. So for me, I don't know if I would do an infinity bottle. And as a chef, I'm sure I can come up with some decent stuff to blend together. But at the same time, I think I like to enjoy it all on its own. So no, I don't think I will go with the infinity bottle move. I think I will just continue to be an assassin and kill bottles.
Very cool. Very cool. I mean, I get it. I understand. Jeff, I'm pretty sure that you and I both have infinity bottles, and we're kind of into it. So tell me what you do with them.
Well, I just have the one. I kind of got into that. So my real deep dive into bourbon is about a couple years old. And I early on heard about them, got interested. I bought everybody's absolute favorite Willet ever because the bottle is cool.
The bottle is cool.
I personally enjoyed the Willet, not enough that I've ever bought another one, but I enjoyed it.
You'll never see one on the secondary market either.
This one's going
from time to time.
And it's selling for MSRP.
Yes, it's never, you're never getting it they're never making a profit. You're right.
But I was looking at mine because I actually am nerdy enough that I've actually kept a Google spreadsheet on what I put in and how many ounces and what date I put it in there. And it's interesting to look at it and see my progression of bourbons, because I've just mixed for a while. It's just if I got down and there was a little bit left in the whatever bottle it went in there, I didn't do any kind of only this kind or only that kind. It's just whatever I did, I put it in there. And I'm looking, I actually haven't put anything in it since 5/15 of 2020. But since then, Jay's actually had a pour out of it, and you actually enjoyed it.
Now, let me interrupt you guys here 1 second. So when you guys are doing the infinity bottle, so at what point do you start to drink out of it? So do you get it like back up to the neck and then start drinking, or do you just get to a certain point and like halfway, okay, now I'm gonna start drinking out of it? What's the normal protocol for this thing?
That's a great question, because what I do is I drink all the time out of this. if I'm downstairs, I'll just have a drink out of it. That's because it sits at my bar downstairs. I don't let it sit for any specific amount of time. And this is the second infinity bottle I did. I used to do it like you did, Jeff, where I just wanted to, whenever something got low, I just poured it in there. And then the next thing I knew, I had all kinds of funky different things in there that I wouldn't give to my worst enemy or even well-behaved James. And so what I did this next time was I tried to use from the same area, like all Kentucky brands, all bourbons, and then I date them and put the proof on them. And I drink out of mine quite a bit all the time. Whenever I get a chance, I don't let it sit for any length of time, and then I'll pour more into it. But the reason why I do it is because, like you guys had talked about bottle kills at one time on the VIP chat. If you're not a member of the VIP chat, you want to be. We were discussing bottle kills, and I was like, yeah, I can't even remember the last time I've ever bottle killed anything until this past weekend. I finished off the Wheaton, is that what it's called? Or Winton or something like that. It's at the one from Washington State. It's really good. I'll have to look it up.
Yep.
But anyway, what?
Woodinville,
that's it. Yes. Very, very good. And so I finished it off. It was actually a bottle kill, but it's a big square bottle. I couldn't like set it on top of it without it, potentially doing some harm to my glass. So I chose not to. But anyway, so that was the first time I've done a bottle kill in a long time, and like when I'm drinking Weller, if it's 12 and what's it called? 12 and 107, and they get low, I put them two together and just make, poor man's Pappy. So that's kind of the route I take. I mean, it teaches all his own for sure, but that's just what I like.
Isn't that just the same thing as a mat shot or, jungle juice or some concoction of just a whole bunch of BS? It's pointless. You're killing a bottle. If you empty a bottle into another bottle or for later consumption, you're killing that bottle. That bottle's done with. Throw it away. Drink the freaking thing.
I disagree with you. If you pour it into another bottle, you're not killing the bottle. You're prolonging its agony.
Well, if it's McKenna tenure, you're prolonging your own agony as well.
I agree with that. And then also that Waffens or whatever it is. God, that's horrible. And I've seen, Thomas had he was out there with our boy at Elixir today, and he posted a picture of it. And I was like, yeah, I didn't miss anything. Nothing on that. Because
that Eclipse bottle is something entirely different.
Is it still made by the same distiller?
Yes. That Eclipse blend of Wathens is very well liked. So you might, I am not the hugest fan of Wathens either. But
that's because you and I have very similar palates when it comes to that.
Well, Thomas and I have a very similar palate. So it's every bourbon is going to have, their profile, and then they're going to have those stellar stunners eventually. They're going to have one of those that's just liked by everybody. So yeah, that one in particular, and it's a very difficult bottle to find, extraordinarily expensive on the secondary.
Really?
Yeah. That's why that picture was so significant, because that Eclipse bottle that's one you'd want to have gotten some of for sure.
Well, I digress.
So can I interject with kind of a question? So I don't do the infinity bottle thing. Like I am more in the vein of Billy. Like I'm just going to drink this, and then when it's gone, and move on. What would motivate me to say take the last couple of ounces of a bottle and say, is there a particular bottle that attracts the mind to this? Like, ooh, this was this special expression of X, Y, and Z. Maybe I'll save this for an infinity bottle versus, here's yet another, and don't get me wrong, like I love Long Branch, but like, here's another bottle of Long Branch. I'm about to kill it, but like, maybe I should save it and put it in this infinity bottle when I'm like, I can go to the store tomorrow and just get more of the same stuff. Like,
well, I can tell you the reason why
do I make the decision? I'm just, and it's not like a critical thing. I'm just curious what the process is. I
literally poured out the first, literally, you hear that? That was a puffery there. But I initially poured out my initial bottle that I first created because I had all kinds of just horrible stuff in it. I was like, well, this isn't any good. So pour that. And I took the same philosophy as maybe that Jay took that he was talking about. Like, I don't really want to pour it out, but I don't want to keep it either. You know, one of those kind of things.
Like equal parts lead slingers and slaughterhouse.
Yeah. No, not for anyone.
Little Joseph
But-
Magnus in there.
Dude, I tried to give that away this past weekend and nobody would take it. I was like, and they were at the house.
If you don't want it. If you don't want it, I don't ever pass on something like
Every time I see that posted and they're talking about how good is this stuff, I'm like, it sucks. Run. You'll never get rid of it.
Say that. Never say that.
Yeah, I can always get rid of alcohol.
I'm just telling you what I think. But anyway,
Come on.
But to answer your question,
Yes.
what I wanted to try to do was build a second infinity bottle made with all the same type of and like part of this I've used in cooking because it has so many different blends built into it. I wanted to see what it would taste like on ribs or brisket or something like that as it's being cooked. And so that's where I went with it. And Jeff's asking if we can see him. We can't. We see black. So if we all look like we're a little confused right now, that's what we're answering the chat over here.
What's
So-
wrong with black?
Really?
Hey, can everybody see everybody else?
Yeah, we can all see
Yeah.
everyone else.
We just
I'll
can't
have to-
see you.
The only one I can't see.
Weird.
I'll just edit this section out. Go ahead. There you go.
You'll put this is where we put the commercial break.
Yeah.
Brought to you by Corn Puffs.
Early times, you know.
Early
Brought
times.
to you by HBO.
Brought to us by
I told
lead
you,
slingers.
like
Yeah.
I Love Lucy WandaVision, but just like it.
Or we can put a pause in there and have it just like a silent, one of those silent things where it's just sitting there and you hear this in the background, you hear this ding, 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 ding. And it's just the shitty cooler just going
Oh,
back
here
and
you go.
forth.
That's it.
Okay.
Mark.
Yeah, we can all freeze at the same time.
So I
So
have-
Rob was asleep. He was like, "Oh, hey, I'm back. What's up?"
when I get home, and it could be this weekend, I actually got my stickers from Oh Shitty. So I'll actually have Shitty Cooler stickers on Oh Shitty back there.
Oh, Penguins fan.
Yeah. It's all right, man.
Hey, Rob, it sounds like you should be operating a remote control car at this moment, though.
I should not be operating anything right now.
But I'm digging the
Rob.
shirt, though.
But you sound fantastic.
I'm digging the
Remember
shirt, though. I ain't gonna
Drink
lie.
responsibly. Don't drink and drive.
Always.
Definitely don't do it with those braces on.
The bed is right there.
He's ready for it.
Looks like he's already been there
Starbucks.
because the pillows are all stacked up on one side.
$5 says you don't make it.
We're going for a Rob kill tonight instead of a bottle kill.
Uh-oh.
Once he, you know what? And once you go horizontal, we're going to use that. Like we're going to put it in all of our
In the
pictures. Just
promo
to,
videos of
yeah,
like
just to
passed
land there.
out. Yeah.
I'll blow it up in the video where it's just a picture of him there, and we're just talking in the background.
That's it.
Thanks, Jody. I appreciate that, man.
This
Hey,
is,
man,
this
I'm
is
here
like
for you.
the
I'm just
The
like
20
one of those 18, 19-year-old kids at a party. I'll paint on your face at 46.
yeah, this would be the 40-year-old version of that, having a penis drawn on your forehead because you passed out.
Oh, I absolutely draw a penis on somebody's forehead. Still today.
I don't doubt that at all.
Better when you trace. It's better when you trace your own.
Oh no.
Yeah, but they wake up and they look and they go, "What? Who put a camel soup can on my head?"
Mine's more like a hog in a blanket.
I had a course like
Oh man.
Was that your thumb or was that?
Oh,
We're right into HBO again, man.
All
Right
right, so
into
let's
HBO.
get back to where we were. So
Let's get back. All right.
Infinity bottles. Infinity
Let's
bottles.
do that,
They're a
Infinity
great thing.
So, John, aka Tom Cruise, what about you? You have an infinity bottle?
I have a decanter
Okay.
that I keep, with like a house bourbon. But I don't get into it. I actually had to look it up what it actually was. I'd seen it before on a couple of the Facebook groups. I don't participate in it. If I purchase a bottle, if I like it, I'm gonna finish the bottle and I'll go get me another one of those bottles. You know, I won't blend anything to consume. So not for me.
And there you have it, folks.
There you go.
John has spoke. It's not for me. All right. So, but hey, but he did bring up a interesting topic that we can kind of expound on just a little bit. Do you have any of those bottles that you just thought, you know what, I got to have? You got it. It tasted horrible. And by the way, Mark, this is not one of them. This bottle I bought for the purpose, or I wanted for the purpose of the bottle, because I just think it's freaking awesome. And I have tried some. It's actually really good. It's not aged very long, but for a young bourbon, it's.
I haven't opened mine yet. So
Yeah.
I meant to do it today. I was trying to wait. I got nervous because FedEx was taking forever.
But no, it was sitting at the house, and I arrived back when, from the doctor this afternoon. Anyway, enough about all that. And so,
Right.
but I have a bottle downstairs. We're a ginormous hockey family, love hockey here. And I have old 99 or Gretzky's his take on bourbon. And I will tell you this, nothing against Wayne Gretzky. He's great he excels at everything he does.
Great age.
With the exception of bourbon. That was a drain pour. But the bottle is fantastic. And so I use it for it's for decor essentially. And I fill it up with maybe Woodford Reserve one time, maybe some Belle Mead another time. Whatever goes in it, it'll just be one single thing, and that's what I'll use for it. And it's sitting on my bar downstairs right now. And people ask about it, they're like, so is that Gretzky any good? I'm like, hell yeah, it is. Now it's got something other than Gretzky's bourbon in it. It's fantastic.
Well, he's Canadian, so there's that.
Well, and it's not like he made it.
He doesn't have his own
branded.
distilling pot in his garage? Come on.
Couldn't he have done a Canadian whiskey?
Like craft beer.
Yeah.
Well, if he could have, a Canadian whiskey would have been fine. But it's whatever it is, it's horrible. It's not ideal for any consumption whatsoever. But is there anybody else that has a bottle out there that you just like, man, that bottle is what sold me. The marketing sold me, so I decided to get it, and then next thing you know, boom. Yeah, we've all fallen into that trap, Jeff.
Yeah, seriously. Actually,
I
yeah.
think we all know the
it's
one
true.
bottle.
Too.
The one bottle.
Well, I did have the Willis pot still, and I was over at a friend's house. I had already purchased it, and I was over at a friend's house, and I had it, and I was like, "Oh Lord, what did I do? I could have bought Jeep parts with that money." So what I actually ended up doing was donating it to a charity for animal shelters. Chuck, who was on the VIP, I actually sent it to him, and they auctioned it off.
Oh, cool.
So it
Open
still went
bottle,
to a
will
good
it?
cause.
Shout out to
No,
Chuck.
it wasn't open. My bottle was sealed,
Oh.
but I had it somewhere else open. And not that I didn't enjoy it, but I was like, yeah, it was probably on the bottom of my list of everything that I had in the house. And, I got stuff all over the place. And yeah, it didn't make the cut. And the other day I was over at the liquor store where I'm actually building a quite nice relationship. I'll tell you guys what's coming up with that. And they had it, and it was like $30. And I was like, no.
So wait
It's
from
like
a
that
Rockville
one
farm.
that Mark showed the other. I think it was Mark, the one with the eagle on it. That bottle is
Yeah.
fantastic.
Yeah, it's an amazing looking bottle, but apparently
Yeah.
just what's in it is just. Does anyone remember what it's called?
Yeah, I don't. Oh, but the guy actually liked it. He liked it. He talked about how good it was. I was
What
like,
they call lusty something another.
Lusty Claw, I think.
Yeah.
Oh,
'cause I
the
said-
eagle. The eagle.
Yeah,
bottle.
yeah.
Yeah, because I said, oh, that's naughty.
Yeah, the bottle is majestic as
Yeah, it
all
is.
get out, but like,
Beautiful
yeah,
bottle, but I've
apparently,
heard horrible things about the bourbon.
Yeah, it screams America.
yeah.
So I
America.
do have a question for everybody, and maybe Jay and everybody else can kind of really help me on this. So I've established such a good relationship with my local liquor store that I've been invited to help do a store pick on
Oh.
Heaven Hill 7 year.
Nice.
So
We need to put our sticker
I'm
on it.
like,
I need
listen, I'm so excited about this. It's like, listen, if it was really on HBO, I'll tell you exactly how I feel about it.
We can bleep it.
But,
Go ahead. You just post
I
production.
hadn't found that button yet.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah. So let's not do that one yet. But no, so I got invited. It's gonna be in like a week or two where we're gonna be doing a barrel pick on Heaven Hill. And first thing I said, well, I'll do it, but I need to get a case. And she was like, okay, sure. So the case will definitely be for us to share amongst ourselves. But Jay, in doing such a tasting, what is it that I'm looking for? Like, I absolutely love Heaven Hill. You know, I'm just like, I won't go in on the one that I have, even though I have a backup.
Yeah, I got a backup myself.
I mean, I think your process there is gonna depend on whether they're actually led. Is it gonna be something like where they send you samples and you sample like in the store?
They're actually going to be in-house as we do it, as we do the tasting.
Oh, okay. So they're bringing it to you. They're gonna bring samples.
Oh, nice.
Okay. So yeah, that does make a difference. I mean, you're gonna be more limited in that kind of environment than if you were literally going to a rick house and doing it. So it's a whole different animal if you can get a real tasting done. I know in this day and age with the COVID, it's a little hard. So they're going to give you 5 or 6 samples. You're going to try all of them. I would encourage you not to make a snap decision. Try them all more than once. You know, round robin all of them. Try to eliminate after that first round. Try to eliminate 1 or 2. Say these are absolutely not, and set them aside. And then round robin the ones that are left, and then go back and try the other ones again. And then, eliminate from the, whatever you had, out of the first run and narrow it down that way. You want to be careful with your buddies who's ever helping that they don't influence you. You don't want to, there shouldn't be a lot of talking at first until you get through the round at least once or twice. And then maybe you could discuss and say, well, maybe I definitely don't like this one. And somebody's probably going to go, yeah, me too. And so then you're on the right track. But that's my methodology anyway.
So basically, make sure my Uber account is up to date, huh?
Yeah. Those tastings can go long. I've been on a 3-hour tasting once. I went on a 3-hour. They kept. Well, this was actually at the distillery, so they would bring some barrels out, and say, let's try all these. Yeah, we don't really like any of these. Can you bring some more? And they'd bring some more, and then I've been on a long one.
You know how dangerous those 3-hour tours can be, Jay. You might end up on an island somewhere.
I was going to say, a 3-hour tasting, I'd probably just be blitzed by the end of it. Like,
which one would you be?
What I heard was just keep drinking.
So Gilligan popped in my head.
I'm skipper for sure.
Yeah, he's definitely skipper.
David would definitely be Gilligan.
Yeah, see, there you go. I saw that.
Sure.
Thank God.
I'll have to get what was the hat that Gilligan had?
The boat hat.
The boat hat. Yeah, the flop hat.
In this case, I'm
the first naval colonel.
Oh, I love
There
that. Thanks, Jeff.
You're Marianne. Is that what you said?
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, I was gonna go with the professor, but I can be the movie star.
There you go.
Oh, I like
Ginger.
that too.
You can be Ginger.
Yeah, you can be Ginger.
Well, I guess in this day and age, you can be whatever you want.
Oh Lord.
Exactly.
Anyway,
Whatever you if you want to be a freaking rabbit, be a rabbit.
So
John,
all right.
John,
so now
John would be
Mr.
Howell.
So what does everybody
Thurston.
think about this Tiger Woods incident? They
Uh-oh.
said he wasn't drinking. I was almost for sure there was some alcohol involved, but
Oh, I thought it was pills.
I think his golf
don't know
swing
what
is
happened.
ruined forever.
tell me
Yeah.
what happened, guys, because I
He
don't.
won't be playing
I've been
again.
so-
Not with
I
Saturday.
saw that, Mark.
I'm sorry, but this was funny.
That is hilarious, but I don't know what happened. Was he in a car accident or something? Like,
Yeah.
He rolled an SUV.
This is my
Ooh.
guy.
He busted up his right leg, pins and rods and everything. They had to put him back together.
Yeah.
It's funny how it's right before the Masters.
Right.
Oh.
He'll be back next
Yeah,
year.
here's let me show you real quick his car.
It ain't pretty.
Did we ever get the word of what type of vehicle that was? Was it a Bentley? I heard Hyundai.
It should have been an Oldsmobile. I mean, doesn't he sponsor by Oldsmobile?
It was a loaner car from the Genesis Invitational. He was at the Genesis Invitational.
Okay.
He was going to give Drew Brees a golf lesson, and he was late.
Oh,
And he had borrowed an unfamiliar vehicle from the Genesis Golf Tour. He borrowed that vehicle and he was driving way fast down a curvy California highway that was downhill and cornering, and he crashed.
and they're about to make a killing because he survived that crash. And I like Genesis, by the way. Oh, they're about to sell through the roof right now.
But Genesis is made by Hyundai, so yeah, it is gonna go through the roof for sure.
Here's the thing. You put me in any vehicle, you put me in any SUV, I'm pretty sure I can drive it.
I'm glad you told us that. So
I can't do the rock thing, but
I mean, yeah, I mean, I guess not to get too opinionated or anything. Yeah, obviously, he wasn't doing what he was supposed to. It doesn't really matter what kind of SUV he was driving. If he was being unsafe, it's not an unsurprising result, right? I think we're
Plain and simple.
of a mind on that. Yeah.
yeah. Well, you know, that part of LA too is just all curvy roads and
Yeah.
you get moisture from the ocean. So
was he on the Pacific Coast Highway?
yep.
Oh,
Was he?
No, close to it, not on it, but close to it.
okay.
Right. Yeah, he was inland pretty far.
Yeah.
But it was downhill. So, but you know, I feel for anyone who's, you know, setting all of the faults that all of we humans have aside. I feel bad anytime someone loses the thing that makes them happy the most, right? He is never happier than when he is on the golf course golfing.
Yeah.
And I think at this point, his right leg, ankle, and foot are, you know, he will be able to walk, thankfully, but I don't think he's ever going to be able to swing again.
Oh no, that's
Well,
tight.
Oh no,
Yeah.
no. It goes back to the hips conversation we had about big butts. You have to have that to drive, and if you can't get them around, you know, just saying.
So,
But I mean, in all seriousness, though, you hope that he's okay and stuff, you know, and
Yes.
that he does. I mean, I personally like Tiger, and you know, and I'm not going to talk about his problems because outside of doing drugs, which I don't do or haven't ever done, I had my problems with women. So, you know, I understand that. And
Who has it?
yeah,
well, I was gonna say,
You know,
I never go with he'll never do such and such again, because I got a guy that I backpack with. He's in his 70s, and 2 years ago he fell off the side of one of the toughest trails in Tennessee, and broke his femur. It took them about 8 hours to get him out of there. He had to be flown to Erlanger in Chattanooga. The doctors told him he'd never hike again. The guy's back out there on the trail, and you wouldn't even know that he was ever injured. Like, it's easy to say, oh, they'll never do this again. Medical science has come such a far way, and then you factor in just some people have the grit that they're just going to do whatever it takes to overcome it.
I agree.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree.
You're right. However, the mechanics of a golf swing are pretty ridiculous when you think about it. I mean, your ankles, your knees, your hips, all of that twisting that you have to do to swing a golf club. It's with the power he had. I don't know. I don't know if he'll always have a good living in golf. He'll be able to design courses. He'll be able to teach people. You know, he'll be fine as far as being around
Well,
golf.
that, and he's a Hall of Famer too.
But
so.
also, don't forget about Charlie. Charlie looks pretty damn good right now. And Charlie's what, 11?
Yeah.
Yeah, his son, it's freaking
Oh, he looks
amazing.
good.
Yeah.
Son's going to be a hell of a golfer.
I hope he does come back 100%.
Yeah, absolutely. Prayers to him. Rob, what you got to know shitty tonight?
Are you still with
thing
us,
I
Rob?
had on Sunday. I got a couple of Wellers, special reserves. I got my store pick, Yellowstone or Ohio barrel pick, Yellowstone. I got another Ohio barrel pick back there from Boone County. What else we got? I got Old Elk barrel pick for Ohio.
I feel like Rob's asking somebody.
Yeah, he's asking
Hey,
shit.
hey, shit, what we got back there?
He's asking the devil.
Hey, Rob, we got that Yellowstone store pick.
So what
Yeah.
kind of voice
Oh,
would
is-
O'Shitty
Is
have?
that,
Would it have
I was
like
going
a
to say, is
Bronx?
that how it sounds?
Yeah, would it be like a Bronx voice?
It does
Like,
now. I guess.
hey.
Yo, oh shitty, what's up?
No. It would be saying.
No, it would sound like a Yinzer, right?
Well, hold on. Would it call
You're like Andrew Dice Clay.
Would it call like the way you just did that, Jack? Would he also refer to you as oh shitty? Like which one of you guys is oh shitty?
Oh, shit.
Well, I mean, I'm old.
Does he take offense to oh shitty? These are questions I want to know for the next show, Rob.
Well, let's write those down. Hold on. Where's my?
He's like it's too much too fast.
He's like I was in meetings all day.
He's still trying to think about the
That'd be
voice.
great, yeah.
Okay, shot.
Rob's trying to stay upright in the chair.
You're gonna be like, show's over, and he's gonna be like,
He's got his seatbelt on.
At this point,
Do it all again
Bob
tomorrow at
thinks he's
8
in a
a.m.,
quality
right?
control meeting.
He took his belt off and he's got it tied up around right below where the camera can see. That holds him right into the chair. That's the reason why when he turned around a second ago, he turned around and he started to get up, but he kind of like didn't.
Hey, look, hey Rob, I like that purple.
there you go.
Sexy in purple.
Dun, dun, dun.
Sexy in purple. Get him.
I'm
That is a killer shirt.
I didn't
Yeah,
honestly
man.
think you had a belt. That's not true. I did. Anyway, so let's talk about
We love
lotteries.
you,
real
Rob.
quick.
Let's not give him shit.
Oh shit.
But
Let's talk about lotteries. I want to talk about lotteries.
yeah.
Because I have entered like 1,000 of them, and I've won 0. Never get selected.
I've entered 1 and I've won 1.
So I have a question. If you,
I'm 2 for 2.
at what number do you decide to stop entering them?
I mean, I have
Nine,
I have resources to where I feel comfortable to where if I want to enter on my wheel,
not 999 times you lost. That wasn't enough.
That's obviously being a little bit facetious, wouldn't you
Oh.
think? Might be it might be some puffering. Where a reasonable person or
Hyperbole is destroying America.
per the definition in the legal books, where a reasonable person would believe that that's bullshit.
So someone explained to me how majority of lotteries work. So I've only ever participated in 2. One was with Don out in Fairview, where you got a ticket for purchasing a store pick for each store pick that you picked up that evening. I did walk away with a Willet 7-year that night, 7-year rye. The second one I did was you had to spend for every $50 you spent, you got a ticket, and that went into the bucket. But and I didn't win that one. But so how do they typically work?
It sounds like it might be different because what you described is different than my
very-
experience. I bought it at the I can never remember the name of it. It's the liquor store at the Crossings in Spring Hill. If you went in and bought literally anything, then you had a ticket that you could put in one of several buckets or whatever.
Kind
And
of like a Chinese auction.
maybe I don't know. And yeah, I'm
Oh,
moving right along past that. And so of course I put it was like for like old Rip Van Winkle or something like that. I was like, yeah, that sounds unicornish. And so I put in for that. And then as they call people back, if you didn't get what you wanted, they would call and offer you, what was still available. And you could say, oh, well, we still have this, this, and this. Do you want any of these? That's actually where I got, I think my Colonel Taylor, no, that's where I got my Blantons. The only time I ever acquired it, it wasn't the thing I was actually looking for. But they said, hey, nobody came back for this. Do you want it? And I was like, shit, yeah, I do. So I came back and I got it. And that's how I got it. So, but it wasn't, it wasn't the lottery that I won for, because again, old Rip Van Winkle. But how is it different for other people with regards to lotteries?
Here I tell you, I've never entered in any lotto, but if I pretty much wanted something, I've either been able to walk in and pick it up, or like the relationship I'm establishing now, it's like, all right, what are you looking for? What do you want? I go in, I always buy something regardless, like I bought the Maker's Mark and my wife absolutely loves it. So I'm glad I got a backup of that. But it's like, anything I want, I can pretty much get, And now, I'll still pay the still price. I'm not paying secondary, but if I want Stags Senior, I can get it, I don't have a whole lot of interest in the Eagle Rare 17. Um, you know, I'm just not that hard up for it.
I think you're about to be removed from the chat.
Yeah, say
Yeah.
that again, Billy, about the Eagle Rare. I'm curious what you said about that.
I mean, I can get it, but listen, it's just if you want to pay that price for it. For me, I'm not willing to pay that price for it. It doesn't mean that much to me when it comes to that.
For sure.
Not even
so-
once, not even one time.
But I've had it. I didn't have it. I had the opportunity to have it, and I passed. I mean, it's just, I don't know. I'm thinking about other stuff. My mind is somewhere else. I don't think I need Eagle Rare 17, and I'm not paying $1,500 for it. I'm just nah.
Sure.
Yeah. So
But
for
also,
me,
I mean,
for that price point, I agree with you.
yeah,
Right.
I'm not
just
paying that either.
Can,
but-
can I
Yeah,
jump
so-
in on that just for a second? I think the difference between you and people who might normally want to use a lottery system or take advantage of it, like if you can go in and get stag or whatever else that rare allocated stuff or just hard to find stuff, like if you can go in and you have those relationships already because you know these people and you spend the coin where they're going to hook you up. Like this for people who don't have that. If I didn't luck up with this lottery thing, I probably would not have gotten a bottle of Blanton's prior to knowing all of you. That is,
That's
I mean,
not
Right,
true.
and-
You've
and
been at
see-
my house 10,000 times.
and see that's the.
I mean,
other
in
thing.
terms of acquiring my own bottle, you know what I'm saying?
I would have sold you a bottle.
Like I
And
said,
that's the other
prior
thing.
to knowing all of you
I
guys.
think us as a group, we have a great advantage over a lot of other groups because our relationship is not strictly for the show. I feel we have a personal relationship. I've talked to you guys individually, so for us, if we want something, really it's a matter of a text message or, something like that. And I have not seen that in any other group where it's not this type of deal, and not only that, but the knowledge that we have. I mean, just what I've learned from Rob and what I've learned from Jay and all you guys individually. I mean, it's really something that you can't even put a price on. I mean, how crazy is it that I don't want for Blanton's, not because I don't have it, but I know if I want it, I know where to get it. So we're all kind of jaded on it.
Mm.
You guys know if you want Eagle Rare, I know I can get Eagle Rare for $40, and it's just one of those things. Somebody wanted Stags Jr. and it was a matter of an ask, and that was it. So I think we're all very different on that aspect of it. So, we don't even have to spend money to get it. If we want something, it's like, hey, I want this. And we're not in it for the money. You know how rare that is? What a connection we have for that. That's ridiculous.
Yeah. So I would say in terms of, so speaking on lotteries, I'm 2 for 3 in lotteries. I actually just won the national, well, it's broken down by states, but the National Total Wine Lottery from yesterday. I got the William LaRue Weller, which is an expensive bottle.
Hard to find, yeah.
Yes.
I paid $130 for that damn bottle, and I hadn't even posted a picture. When I'm here and when I'm in Atlanta, I get spotted because I'm the bourbon t-shirt cigar guy, so I get spotted often. Especially if I'm anywhere near bourbon. If I'm anywhere near bourbon, I'll get spotted because of this. And before I walked out of the door and got to my car, I had offers. It was just wow. But no, I'm holding for now anyway.
Dude, I can tell you on the secondary market, LaRue is freaking outrageous. Definitely the 2020.
And
Jay may be able to say different, but I've
it.
seen it really high.
Yeah. And the other, I also want so for those who live in southern states and western, if you have Kroger, so we have, where I am, we have Fry's, which is Kroger's sister. They've been doing a lot of, they've been doing a lot of things here. So I've actually gotten a couple of Stag Juniors from that. But I also want a Blanton's Gold, which, it just hit the US. I got a Blanton's Gold for $115, $119, which is pretty cool. Same thing before I was out the door.
All right. And it's exactly like you said. I got a bottle of Blanton's Gold from one of our people on the VIP. So it's like, do we really need lotteries? I don't know.
Yes.
You know, and not bragging, but I mean, I have stuff here in my house that some bars here in Miami that they just don't have, and they probably can't get.
Oh,
You
trust me,
know,
no one here has Heaven Hill 7.
Well, you don't have it here either in Tennessee.
Yeah.
But go ahead, Jay. Jay, you were getting ready to say something.
So lotteries are not to benefit the people who are purchasing the bottles. Okay.
Not at all.
Lotteries are not geared to, nor are they intended to benefit you as a consumer.
Nope.
Lotteries are intended to placate the problem that there's a limited amount of allocations per store per market, and there's a huge
Demand.
demand for it. Right, exactly. And it's their attempt to, number one, drive sales. That's the number one, first and foremost reason for lotteries. Is they want to drive sales. Either they're going to drive their sales by making entrance into the lottery part of a sales schema up front, or they're expecting when they do their lotteries on the back end for anybody who shows up, that those people are not only going to buy the bottle that they win, but they're also going to purchase more things while they're at the store. So first and foremost, lotteries are all about benefiting the business. That's what they're for. And then you got to think about return on investment. A lottery for a place like Total Wine is going to be enormous.
Yes.
Their allocation will be off the charts. You know, there'll be hundreds and hundreds of people that have a potential return on investment of a bottle or more.
Yeah.
Lotteries of smaller stores like Don Norman's store or some of the other stores, they wouldn't work quite that same way. You know, it's a lottery at a smaller store is only going to work if it isn't overwhelmed with people. So you all, as a consumer, you have to think about your return on investment. What's my actual shot at getting something out of this lottery? Do they have 1,000 allocated bottles and word's going to get around because anybody can come? Or do I have to invest, $2,000 in sales in this store every year or every couple of months in order to be part of the lottery? You
That's
have
one
to
of you
examine.
and I's shared friends that does that.
Yeah, you have to examine your return on investment and then decide if you're going to participate in the lottery. And my philosophy on lotteries is this: there are a few lotteries at stores that I get entered into automatically that I don't really have a choice. I get entered, I'll participate by showing up, and maybe I get something, maybe I don't.
Yeah.
But I don't participate in anything else, nothing else, because number one, I want to leave that for somebody else who isn't as fortunate as me. I have a lot of disposable income, and that affords me a lot of opportunities that other people don't have. So I want to keep myself out of that loop. So I don't participate in any lotteries that I'm just not automatically entered into. Period.
And Jay, I can definitely appreciate that what you're saying. It makes a lot of sense. And I would only speculate for a local store, and really and truly, I understand who you are and what you mean to a particular store or a group. Just having you around, having you in the store, I think generates money and people to come in because they know if you're there, then listen, it's worth it. I get it. So you on yourself are on a different scale from a lot of other people. Yes, your disposable income definitely plays a part in it. My local store, I drop a nice coin every week with these people, and it's starting to pay off. Absolutely. But for people who don't have it like that, it's much harder.
That's
And
a good point.
for us, I think we're just very fortunate that Jay, with the connections you have, with what Rob has with his travels, what Jack Frost can get in his neck of the woods, Mark traveling cross country. Here, where most people in most states can't get stuff, I walk into a store and it's collecting dust. John's wealth and knowledge and his travels, he can pick up stuff, and you guys know people. It just makes us different from a lot of other groups.
Oh yeah.
And we don't the biggest part, sorry Jody, but we actually don't have to come out of our pocket. I asked Mark for something And he was like, okay, got you. It's on the way. I mean,
Yep.
so it's one of those things. And listen, not for nothing, but almost everybody on this group has benefited from that.
Yeah.
Well,
Definitely.
the one of the cool things about this group is Mark wanted something. I sent it to him, got him both the things, sent it to him, and then he surprised me today with 2 bottles. There's no expectation of return, I think, is what really works out good for our group. And then we have stuff that, I mean, like, how many people here in Tennessee probably have a Total Wine California private selection of Maker's Mark? I mean, think about that. Probably none. And, well, not none, a very small group is what I say. And then, what's that?
Like maybe one.
Yeah.
One?
Yeah.
Or the Lost Republic. I mean,
Yeah, there you
I
go.
seen that in a California post and I was like, I want that because it has a California flag on it. And then I love the fact that it says Lost Republic. I think that's hilarious. I love it. And I want it sent to me. And I'm pleasantly surprised by it, by its taste. It's pretty good. But the point I was making is, like, you can't get Leaper's Fork out there in Arizona. And I'm willing to bet you're one of the very few people that have
3 bottles of it.
You have 3 bottles of it now. How'd you get 3?
Do I have 3 or 2? I don't
I
know.
sent you 2.
Oh shit! I thought I had 3.
Yeah.
I'll get a third.
Are you counting like Rob counts right now? He's like,
Yeah.
That's a Colonel
Rob C
Taylor
and triple.
That's a Colonel Taylor count.
I have 4.
3.
Sounds to me like he's hinting at something.
What's that?
It sounds to me like he's hinting at something.
Yeah.
If there's a third, I want it. We'll find it. We'll work it out.
Leaper's Fork is excellent, guys.
It is. It's
Yeah.
good stuff. It's good stuff.
If we talk a little bit about lotteries, I'm in PA, Ohio mainly,
Oh,
and PA is, so they got 800 bottles of assorted Van Winkle products for their January lottery. They had 350,000 people enter that lottery. It's a true lottery. It's not based on how much you spend in the store. It's you log onto their website, you check and click what bottles you want to get in on that lottery for. And, I didn't pick the $1,500 BTAC products that they were trying to sell, or they weren't that much, but whatever you can afford is, I want that. And if I get one of those, very small chance, it's literally a lottery. And the same in Ohio. I've got friends who enter for me in Ohio because you have to have an Ohio driver's license to enter the lottery in Ohio. So I call a friend up, say, hey, Jason, I need you to
He just punked him out, by the way.
log on and get in.
Your Ponzi scheme, you just punked him out. Hey, anyway, let's do this. Let's end the live show. It's been a lot of fun. Thank you to everyone that appeared tonight. I thought it was a great discussion. Thought it was an interesting discussion that many of us may or may not participate in. I still waiting on my lottery win. Have yet to win. It's the only lottery I enter. I do not even enter the state lotteries and stuff like that for actual money. It's just something I don't play in. But you put bourbon in front of me, I'm like, there's a chance, but there's not. But anyway, so guys, always fun. Please, what's that?
You're saying you turn into Jim Carrey.
Yeah, there's a chance, but there's really not.
So you're saying there's a chance.
There's a chance.
Yeah, there's a chance. Anyway, so guys, always fun. Thank you tonight for appearing, and cheers.